Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me. For those of you who don't know, my name is Samson, and if you're into all things automotive, firearms, make sure that you consider subscribing. We do it all. We do exotic car reviews, we do car shows, builds, and we do gun reviews. And in today's video, we have this 1 of 500 Dodge Challenger Scatpack Swinger. Now, this is again a part of Dodge's last call line, but I believe about 7 different models for the last calls. They're doing 500 of the Challengers, 500 of the Chargers, and giving you the last little bit of performance that they can give you as far as the motors go from federal regulation and the consumer push to electric. Now, this particular model, the Swinger, it's not the first time Dodge has used that Swinger name on one of its models. However, the green with the gold wheels, absolutely beautiful. This particular one does have that shaker style hood to it, which absolutely sends it through the roof and above the moon. Unfortunately, although it does have the shaker hood, it is not a manual like you would like to see. But in today's video, we're going to go over some of the features on this, that you know, some of the things I like about it, some of the things I think you'll definitely like about it, and why you should consider getting this 1 of 500 Swinger before it's too late. Make sure you consider subscribing. But just like that, let's get into the video. Now, in coming to the front of this Scatpack Swinger with this Challenger model, you get a lot of the same cues that you're accustomed to seeing with your Dodge Challenger. You get that same square muscle body setup that you love with the Dodge Challenger. It's probably one of the few true steel muscle cars that we have in America today. Everybody else is trying to beef it up a little bit, compete with other competition, but Dodge does keep it real with just throwing a big V8 in a very square body car, and let's give the people what they want. You do still get those 4 halo LED lights. You also get a pass-through in each of those inner LEDs, allowing a little bit more air to make it to that motor to help increase your performance. With the Scatpack models for the Challengers, instead of getting your Scatpack on the front grille, you do get an RT logo, which is a little bit confusing for some people. They may not know the difference between the RT and the Scatpack, especially when you have an RT logo on the Scatpack. However, nonetheless, wish that Dodge would have switched it up, gave this Challenger the Scatpack that it deserves on this front. Coming down to the bottom, you do still get that massive, almost Cookie Monster-like mouth on the bottom part of this grille, and this absolutely huge front splitter with the yellow tape. I know a lot of you guys hate it. Some people love it. It does still have it up here. You can get the dealer to remove it if you would like, but it's absolutely massive front splitter. You do get your Challenger script, and overall a very, very nice square body setup to this Challenger. And with that wide body setup, it is a little bit wider, does look a lot meaner, and just very, very beautiful from the front. Like I spoke of earlier, one unique styling cue with this Challenger Swinger is the hood. You do get that same shaker hood that you're accustomed to seeing on, of course, the shakedown model and a lot of your other models that have the actual manual transmission. Most of your Challengers, especially your Scatpacks, you'll be used to seeing with a very, very large hood scoop in the center with heat extractors on the side. However, Dodge did decide to switch it up for this last call, give you something just a little bit more special. Coming down to the actual wheel, you do get that wide body stance with these flared out fender wheel arches. Love the 20-inch rim width, since this is a wide body, 305 on the width, giving you 305 at all 4 corners. Just an absolutely insane stance on this vehicle. You do get these almost gold colored wheels, which is a nice play on color with this green. And you also get a 2-piece rotor at the front. Now, this rotor does have an aluminum hat, try to help with some of that rotational mass and also dissipate a little bit more heat. You do get 6-piston Brembo calipers with your SRT logo on them. They do give you a black caliper, which when you think about the overall color scheme of this vehicle, the black does match. And I love how Dodge's wheels are very, very concave in design. Absolutely lovely setup. Coming around, you do have your Scatpack badge. You don't get the 392 badge, but you do get that little Scatpack fellow going ahead and getting down and dirty. You do have your body line that goes along the side of the car, comes up around the hip area. Very simplistic square body design on this car, and coming around to these very, very wide hips on the back. Again, you have your 20-inch rim with your 4-piston caliper instead of the 6 like you get in the front. Still Brembo, still black with the SRT script, and still 305 on the width. An absolutely massive tire. One thing that you'll notice looking at this model over the rest of them is that you do have that swinger strip that goes right along the edge of this trunk lid. Now, many people may be accustomed to seeing a Daytona script or a TA script, if you will, on a lot of the Charger and Challenger models. However, this one does have that swinger, and it is in that off green from the green that you're accustomed to seeing on the rest of the car. Overall, very nice design setup to the side of this car, and it looks absolutely insane for what it is. Coming around to the back of this Challenger swinger, you do get a very, very simplistic and of course accustomed to us Challenger styling with the rear trunk and bumper of this car. You do have your regular rectangular LED tail lights on both sides, as well as this very, very nice kick of a spoiler that they give you. You don't get that extra little lip on the bottom like you get with your Hellcats. However, you do get a little bit more height, which equates to a little bit more of a aesthetic, pleasant look to the rear of this car. You do get your Scatpack badge on the wing as well as a backup camera. Love how for the swinger model, Dodge decided to go ahead, black out that Dodge script, and let everybody have a little bit more sinister look when it comes to this car with that piano black on the trunk lid as well. Coming down to the bumper, you do still get just your very, very, very classic Dodge Challenger bumper. You also get a standard rear diffuser with your regular rectangular Challenger tailpipes. These are a little bit, on my personal opinion, I do like the circular exhaust tips coming out of the Challengers a little bit more than I do the rectangular exhaust tips. However, nonetheless, with the square body, this setup does match to what you would expect from this particular car. But how about we go and take a look under the hood and see what's powering this Dodge Challenger swinger model. Coming up under the hood of this Dodge Challenger swinger, we do have that same, as you're already accustomed to, 392 cubic inch or 6.4 liter Hemi V8. This one is pushing out right around 485 horsepower, 475 pound-feet of torque. Now, instead of being mated to a 6-speed manual like you would expect with this shaker hood, it is mated to an 8-speed automatic. However, you can still have a lot of fun with it. As far as MPGs go, you're looking at right around 15 in the city, 23 in the highway, and it is rocking right around a 4,200 pound weight distribution. And so overall, not incredibly bad when it comes to performance compared to power. However, very, very nice design setup. Like I said, one of the special things about this particular model is that shaker hood scoop right here. And they call it a shaker because when you're looking at it through the actual windshield, you can see it shaking a little bit, especially when you rev it and you go ahead and get on it. It'll definitely start shaking to the moon. Love how the hood itself actually has the shaker badge right there on the hood. In case you forgot looking at this massive hood scoop, they do remind you on the actual hood itself. However, how about we go in, look on the interior, and give you guys a bit of a expectation of what you can get on the inside of this Dodge Challenger swinger. Getting into this Dodge Challenger swinger, one thing that you can expect is absolute class. You do get your 2 white analog gauges in the center, which may be reminiscent of the Dodge Demon. You do get a very configurable gauge cluster in the center as well, allowing you to choose between different things such as your G-forces, your actual tire pressure, whatever you may want to look at, fuel range. Very, very configurable. You also have a very, very nice infotainment system as well that has a plethora of things such as performance pages, your navigation. You also have things such as your climate controls in your infotainment system, and it is very responsive. The touchscreen on it is an A+ in my personal opinion. With this swinger, you do get this very, very beautiful silver trim on the dash, covering the infotainment system and the center console area. Very, very nice setup. Now on the Charger model swinger, it is completely blacked out when it comes to your trim. However, this one right here does have a little bit more of a lighter color feature to it. Coming to the steering wheel, you do get a fully leather wrapped steering wheel with a flat bottom. Love the gunmetal, almost graphite material that they have. Now you do have your adaptive cruise control in this, as well as your regular cruise control settings and your ability to change between different modes in your configurable center gauge cluster. You do have a very, very nice set of paddle shifters in the back of the car, as well as overall a very nice setup to the steering wheel. Coming to the center, you do have your launch mode as well as all your other drive modes. Of course, the ability to go ahead and tune in your stereo. You also have your climate controls in the center. This is a dual climate control car. You also have that 8-speed automatic transmission that we dread. However, in this car, I guess it's going to have to work because it is a special edition. Nonetheless, overall, very, very nice setup. They give you 2 cup holders, one for you, one for me, as well as very nice soft touch material on the center console area. It is deep for storage, and you do get USB ports as well as an auxiliary port and a cigarette lighter. Coming to the dash, on the passenger dash, you do get that beautiful badge finished in that beautiful green color. Your dash is completely leather wrapped, very, very nice materials. But in case you forgot it was a swinger, they do remind you on the passenger side, coming to the door, you do get a fully leather wrapped door, everything except for the bottom portion where your feet may scuff up on it a little bit. You also get cup holders and an Alpine sound system to this car. You also get these very, very nice suede seats that are very, very heavily bolstered. Not too heavy that somebody that's a little bit on the plus size couldn't get in. However, they do keep you in place and they are extremely comfortable. Love what Dodge does with their seats, with this beautiful suede material on the seats. Very nice. Now, unfortunately, with the swinger model, you don't get your Scatpack embroidered into the suede. You just get a regular Dodge Brothers logo embroidered into the suede. However, nonetheless, these seats are definitely an A+ in my opinion, and overall have a very, very nice look to them. And the interior as a whole is extremely immaculate. With me being 6'5", one thing I don't usually do is get into the back seat. However, I do want to show you guys what it's like being in the back seat of this Challenger. Now, like I said, I am pretty big. As far as headroom goes, and actually as far as back as it goes, it is not too bad on feeling cramped up. However, if I were to try to put the seat back, I don't think you guys can see, but my knees are already hitting the seat right here. And so you don't have a whole lot of room in here for somebody my size. You do have 2 cup holders, and overall the rear seats do get the same treatment that the front seats get, with that suede insert in the center and the leather wrapping everywhere else. But overall, very nice interior setup to this interior. And well, folks, that is a wrap of this 1 of 500 Dodge Challenger Scatpack swinger model. Now, like I said, if you have the ability to get one of these cars, it is going to be in your best interest. Dodge is only making 500 of these, and then they're going to be switching, I would presume, either permanently or primarily to electric cars. You guys have seen they've already come out with the Banshee, which is an electric car that they've added sound to make it sound like a motor. However, this one right here sitting at right around $67,000, $70,000. And when it comes to overall performance, uniqueness, I know that it has a lot of the same styling features that you would get on the regular Scatpack. However, this one right here is so much special. And if you're a car enthusiast, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Just like that, guys, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what else you would like to see on the channel. You guys love the Mopar stuff, so I'm going to give it to you. We do have some exotic stuff coming, like Ferraris, like some more Porsches and Lambos. But if you guys continue to like this, I'm going to give it to you. Make sure you subscribe. Just like that, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.